$5, $6, $10, $10, and $15. Out of all those, which frog is the best one to use and is the most expensive one, really the best one? That's what we're gonna talk about in today's video. Frog fishing, probably my favorite way to catch bass. We're gonna break down the frogs I use, some recent ones I've purchased that I'm probably wishing I didn't purchase, and I'll tell you why right after this intro. Oh, it's not a 3, it's a monster of a fish. Good fish right there. All right, guys, today we are breaking down some of the frogs that I use or have purchased, the cost of some of them, which ones are good, which ones I don't believe are good, and why. Some things to help you, sort of a buyer's guide, if you will, to help you pick the best frogs to help you go catch big fish. That's what we're talking about today. My name is Jeremy. This is Fish Lone Star. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Would love for you to stick and stay here as we talk about different tackle tips, tricks, fishing updates, awesome catches on the water, all kinds of stuff like that. So stick around right here to Fish Lone Star. Make sure you subscribe. Today, though, we are talking about frogs, frog fishing, and I recently purchased this little frog right here from Jackall. I think it's pronounced Kaera, K-A-E-R-A. I'll show you the packaging here. All right, purchased this frog for nearly $15. I thought it was a really, really sweet, cool design. Looks really well, but I'm gonna also tell you why I think this is actually the worst frog of the bunch. Let's dive in. So before I get into anything, let me cover some of the basics really quickly. My frogging setup is a Lose Super Duty reel. It's a Super Duty G. I absolutely love this reel. I have 3 of them. I've never had a single problem with any of them. They're absolutely fantastic with those combat grips that Lose offers. I throw 50 to 60 pound vicious fishing braid. Again, I've had no problems with it. It's got a real nice slick coating to it. Allows you to throw a frog a country mile. I use the 7.4 extra heavy moderate action rod. The moderate action may sound kind of weird though. Don't let that fool you. The extra heavy compensates for it by far, but that's by TFO, and it does come with those awesome tactical wing grips right here. Absolutely love them. And the frog that I'll start with is actually the cheapest one, and it's the cheapest one right now because it's actually on sale at Tackle Warehouse right now for like $5 and some change, and that is the Blitz Lures Popping Frog. What's amazing about this is this frog is normally $7 to $8. It's on sale. It's on sale right now between $5 and $6 at Tackle Warehouse. But I actually got it from my MonsterBass box about 2 years ago. Some of you have heard me tell the story. I almost just gave this frog away. Didn't even open the box. I'm glad I didn't. I opened it, have fished it, and absolutely love it. What I love about it really quickly, and I'm going to do this for each of these frogs, tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. What I do love about it is very, very soft, all right? It's actually not the softest though. I'll get to the softest one in just a minute, but it's one of the softest frogs I own. I've never had to boil this or bend the hooks out or trim the legs, anything. This is literally straight out of the package. This is the length of the legs. This is the hook angle, if you will, to have never bent them out. And I love this curved design right here on top. Absolutely love it. The bottom of it though is probably also one of my favorite features because it has this keeled bottom, almost like a boat, and so it walks really well. I mean, really well with small, quick twitches. This frog right here, I will swear by it. I absolutely love it. Made by Blitz Lures, the popper frog, also from a MonsterBass box. One more reason why you should be subscribed to MonsterBass, because you get awesome bait and gear that you might not have ever heard of or tried before. Literally, it is my absolute favorite frog. Pretty darn cool. So anyways, that's the first frog. Let's now go to the Castaic Frog. And this is just kind of, I would call it your standard hollow body. It is still very soft, right? You can see those hooks pop out really easily. The legs are standard length. I don't believe I had to cut those at all. I did bend the hooks out slightly and then up this way slightly, but I really like the design of this. Comes through kind of that thicker grass and pads. Now I'll use that Blitz Lures popper frog for pretty much any situation except for like thick matted stuff. And that's when I'm probably gonna go to this Castaic Frog. Now this one is about $6 to $7 depending upon the retailer. Comes in 4 different sizes. This is one of the larger ones, which is about, I think, 3 inches or so. So if you want to downsize to a smaller one, they actually have all the way down to like a little micro version that Castaic offers. But you can also find those on Tackle Warehouse. An awesome design and a frog there. Again, probably like $7. So let's now move into like that $10 category. I'm going through these pretty fast just because I want to talk a little bit at the end, easy for you to say, of what I like about frogs and what I look for and kind of the whole so what to this video. So let's now get to the $10 frogs. All right, we've got 2 here that are $10 that I use. All right, this one again is made by Blitz Lures. It's still super soft. This is their new bluegill pattern, and that is just a awesome color. They do make this in that popping frog as well. So if you like the bluegill versus the white, they do make this one by Blitz Lures. But of course, this is more of like a buzz toad or a buzz frog. Those legs will kick. Also works really well around some of the thicker stuff or even just in open water. So imagine like a buzz bait, but also a frog that's obviously weedless. This one does really well. Those highlighted yellow legs look actually just like bluegill and their tail this time of year. So try that frog. It's $10, but still super soft, good solid hooks, great design, great legs, pretty cool. And then the other one that I've recently started using is the KVD popping perch. Now, I really wasn't a big fan of this kind of tail in the very beginning. I thought it was really kind of big and gaudy. But I've actually really come to like it, and I've found that it actually draws in some really big fish. I mentioned that Blitz Lure frog was soft, but not the softest. This one right here, this KVD Poppin' Perch, I think it's KVD, Strike King, anyways. It is absolutely, I mean, I'm just barely touching it, and that plastic is collapsing. This is by far one of the, if not the softest frogs I've ever felt before. I absolutely love it. The hooks kind of tuck in really nicely to the plastic, so it's still really weedless, even though I just barely pricked my finger. But it's still really weedless, still does really well. It still pops. But this one, just like the Blitz Lure frog, both pops, spits, and walks really well. I will say that Blitz frog, I'll grab it again really quickly, but I will say that this Blitz frog does walk a tad bit better because you see the bottom design. You'll see these are about the same size, although the popping perch is a little bit bigger. But the Blitz Lure is a little bit taller than the popping perch, but the popping perch is just a tad softer. But both these are really good. It just so happens that this one's on sale right now, so you can get 2 of these for the price of this one. But this KVD Poppin' Perch is a great one. So I wouldn't look at it as like an either or, I would look at it as an and. I would get the Blitz Lure frog and I would get this Strike King Poppin' Perch. It's a really cool design. They've got a ton of colors. Strike King, of course, is a fantastic name, but they have a ton of colors in this frog to help you match whatever forage you're shooting for. So check out this one. It's $10, but it's worth it. All right, let's talk about the most expensive one I have here. This is about anywhere between a $13 to $15 frog, all right? I got this one off of Amazon. It was the only place I could find it. I think it's actually a really cool looking frog, but the design is terrible. And I do mean, look, I'm not here to bash anybody. I've never been someone who bashes people on my channel. The only reason I'm telling you this is because I spent actually about $30 on 2 of these, and I kind of wish I hadn't. But let me tell you why. First of all, this is a smaller body frog, all right? Let me just hold it up again next to the Blitz frog, and you'll kind of see, I'll hold them this way, but you'll kind of see that this one's almost an inch smaller. This is a 2 inch, this is a 3 inch, right? If I hold them side by side, you'll see the legs are much shorter. But that's not why I don't like it. The design itself, right? If I'm pushing in on this frog, I have to push pretty hard. This is some really tough plastic. I personally am not a fan of, if you get a frog out of the box, you boil it to soften the plastic, then you trim the legs, then you bend out the hooks. if a frog is good, it's good, all right? I don't need to do all that to make a frog good. I'll just go buy one that already has all that done to it, that is a great frog. There's no sense in me buying one that's not great and trying to make it great. The ones I just showed you are great, all right? So this one, first of all, the plastic is pretty hard, but look, all right? I'm gonna push down as far as I can, all right? Right there, I'm pushing down as far as I can. And look how much leverage there is between the plastic and the hook, or space, right? Not much at all. So what this is going to equal is a lot of missed frogs. A lot of missed fish on the frog, but a lot of missed bites, right? I don't know about you, but I work hard for the fish that I catch. I work hard for the bites I get. I do not want to miss bites. This Jackall Kaera Frog, I don't know if anyone from Jackall ever watched this, but you can kind of, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but this is somewhat translucent. There's a weight right here in the bottom, right? And that weight actually sticks up about that far inside the frog, right where your hook penetration is. And that literally is, I mean, I'm pushing as hard as I can. That's as far down as I can push, right there. And that's how much the hooks stick out, all right? Now, I did post about this on Instagram. Someone said, oh, I bend the hooks out and that helps my hookup ratio. I'm sure it does, but it's still, this is a faulty design right there. That's a faulty design. And it's a bit of a shame considering how much you spend from Jackall to get what some would argue is a JDM product. That's the width of the hooks from the plastic right there. That's just not good, right? Super sick design. I think these are two fantastic frogs. I say two because I got kind of this glimmer shad color and also a glitter bluegill color. The design's fantastic. The paint's incredible. The eyes are great. The overall like package of this, the way it presents to the angler, it does catch a lot of anglers. I am not going to waste my time on this frog though. I'm not going to fish on the water because of all those reasons. Now, if I told you all those things between Castaic, Blitz lures, Strike King, and Jackall, and I just said which one's going to make the better product, most people probably would have said Jackall, followed by Strike King, and then some people would have said Blitz lures, who's that? Or Castaic, I've heard of them, but not really sure. That's kind of my point here, guys. Like a lot of times, like we get stuck in the rut of like the big name brands, which I will say, the Poppin Perch by KVD, or by Strike King, this is the softest frog I've ever used. I've caught some big fish with this, right? So for 10 bucks, this is a great frog. For 14 or 15, this is not, all right? Not at all. I would rather have 2 or 3 of those other ones than one of these. If you want a smaller frog and a smaller size, go get the Castaic Frog that's like this, all right? But just buy it in this size, okay? This frog comes in 4 different sizes. This is one of the sizes that this frog comes in. And this one is like 6 or 7 bucks. So you can literally get 2 of these for the price of this one. And look, it doesn't matter if you use the links I put below or not. I'm not making any money off of any of these things. So, you know, go spend your money however you want to spend your money. I'm just telling you, I spent my money on this one and I wish I hadn't, all right? So it's a little bit of my point to this video. And I'll also tell you that some of the best products I've found, Egg Zone Lures, Castaic, and Blitz Lures, the frog I use, I had never heard of any of them until I got them in a MonsterBass box. So there's a lot of value in both some of the big names, right? The Strike Kings of the world. Absolutely love this frog. If you want to call it that, this kind of Poppin Perch. I love it. I've got several colors in it. I will, and I've got even more hanging on the wall over there. I will fish it and always use it. But there's nothing wrong as well with trying some of the smaller bait companies that you maybe not have heard of. They're more like a regional company. Blitz Lures is based in Arizona. But to try them, or to make sure you're subscribed to MonsterBass, quick little plug, because you're gonna get some stuff that you might not have tried before. But for me, this has turned out to be one of my favorite lures, probably almost of all time, along with all the stuff I use from Egg Zone, which you guys know about. So make sure you try some of the smaller companies. You know what? Don't let the brand or the price dictate the value, all right? Take my word for it. I purchased those Jackall Frogs. I wish I hadn't. I did think the design was cool. They did catch the fisherman or the angler in this particular case, but I will not use them because I don't think they're gonna catch, they'll catch fish, don't get me wrong. I just don't think the hookup ratio is gonna be what it is with the Blitz Lure Frog or the KVD Poppin Perch. or the Castaic Frog. All of these three are better designs than the other one. All right, guys, that's it when it comes to a couple of frogs I have. That's pretty much the only ones I use. I might have 2 or 3 colors of each one, but outside of that, like, I don't have any other need for more frogs. I don't. Like, those are literally pretty much the only frogs I use is those right there. Outside of that, I try to simplify my tackle and say, why do I need more? Because this helps me catch fish everywhere I go. I don't need more than what I have right here that I showed you. I also don't need to spend $14 to $15 on a frog to get a great one when you can go out and buy them for $5, $6, $7, even $10 and get great frogs. So if you got any questions below about your frog fishing setup, about any frogs you think I should go try, comment below, let me know. I'll tell you if I've tried them or not and what I think about them. But just know that if you drop me a comment with whatever frog you think you like, just know I'm gonna comment back if I've used it before and tell you how good it is in my opinion, all right? It's my opinion. All right, guys, also I'll drop a link below for MonsterBass. They make awesome subscription boxes. The Regional Pro box is the one that I use every single month. Absolutely love it. Last month was pretty killer. This month I'm already looking forward to it, even though it's the Ned rig. There's still some awesome lures that are coming in that particular box to teach you how to fish better. Go check out MonsterBass. Make sure you subscribe right here to Fish the Lone Star if you're not already. And if nobody told you today, God loves you, and so do I. Peace out.